For decades, ever since the Cold War, the US power struggle over Ibero-America has been a slow chess match, a strategy of internal destabilization to prevent unity. But now, under Trump, that strategy is escalating into something far more direct and dangerous. The existential stakes of our centuries old feud are being raised once again, and the target being the emerging Andean axis of Venezuela and Colombia. What we witness is a dangerous chapter in which US military buildup in the Caribbean with carrier groups and lethal strikes on foreign boats, vessels, all framed as a sort of counter-narcotics operation. But this is a significant escalation beyond even the old Monroe Doctrine. This isn't just about drugs, obviously, it's a pressure campaign. The US has declared an armed conflict against cartels, which is nothing but a legal trick to bypass traditional war authorization. Alongside this military threat, they maintain a crippling sanctions regime on Venezuela that has caused hundreds to thousands of deaths. The goal is obviously regime change. In Venezuela, the US backs the opposition figure Maria Corina Machado, who supports these military strikes and the privatization of Venezuela's vast oil reserves. The real objective is obviously the breaking of the Andean axis. This war on drugs justification is just a precedent that could be used against any nation in the region, like Mexico or Brazil, who is now facing a dangerous war against cartels of their own territory. This is what evokes the fear of a new Syria. It's a scenario where foreign intervention doesn't solve a crisis, but triggers a prolonged, devastating conflict that could tear the region apart. So, in truth, what's driving this? Well, alongside the economical value of this battle, the ideology is a potent mix of revived neoconservatism and Christian Zionism. Influential figures like Marco Rubio instrumentalize a Manichaean struggle against the ghosts of communism to justify a theologically political alignment with the US and Israeli interests. And the pressure isn't just on Venezuela. We see it with Trump's tariffs threatening Brazil, massive bailouts for the already pro-Israel Milei in Argentina, and the support for the openly Zionist regime of Santiago Peña in Paraguay. This is a concerted effort to realign the entire continent in the US side. The implications are obviously grave. A US sponsored conflict would trigger a massive regional backlash and damage basically every relationship in the region for a generation, alongside setting a brazen precedent for a great power interventionism. That is why it is absolutely imperative that no regional state unaligned with the US backs down. We must maintain an adamant critique of this political pressure, and to remain silent is to risk the very foundation of our struggle for freedom and sovereignty. The stakes are simply too high, and I repeat myself, it's an existential threat above all.